irrigate the vine as much as possible, right? You want to give it all the moisture it needs. But actually, that will make a plump, fat, flavorless grape.
100%. How are you?
100%.
100%. What's happening, gang? How is everyone out there in YouTube land this evening? An evening Ulysse Nardin show. Look out. Special guest host. Hey, first we want to give a shout out to Robert. We hope he's feeling well enough to at least be watching. He had a little procedure today, so he could not be the host. So you're stuck with me and my gang here, Holly and Jen. Jen's gonna be deconstructing or constructing. I'm not sure. Which are you doing there, Jen?
Both.
Both. All right. Watch movement live on the air. Holly, how are you today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm thinking it's Jen's doing that I'm glad we didn't have this set up when we were kids and we were taking apart our parents' VCRs.
Yeah,
so I'd always put it back together, but there would always be like a part left over.
There's always,
right?
Like something sitting, either something missing or something on the side that I'm like, where does this go?
And let me double down on, Robert, God bless, hope you're out there well. We also have Bubba Hotep, which he is, God willing, fine, but he's also recovering from a bit of an unexpected event. So all of our friends out there, hope everybody stays healthy and wear your watches in good. I've never liked that expression, wear your watches in good health, but tonight, wear your watches in good health.
Kind of makes sense, yeah. Hope everybody's doing well. Because it's a big day. Watches and Wonders obviously started today. You were up late with the early Rolex release, and geez, oh Pete, I damn.
So, I mean, Toyota Mo, our chief Rolex officer, Toyota Mo, and Captain, chief counsel, they anchored a show. There was Nathaniel on it. There was Baba on it. JJ was on it. OC joined. Brian the Pipe joined. Patrick from Pocket Watch Time joined. A lot of people over like a course of a few hours joined. And they took a look at most all the brands. I think the joke was that nobody wanted to look at Moser, but they looked at pretty much everybody else. And then today in the WhatsApp group, for people who are members of the channel at any level, right, you can get access to the WhatsApp group by either DMing the Watch Hangout on IG, you can DM me at the Squatch Box on IG, or you can email the mailbox in the video description. We have a couple people on the ground out there. Marco and Blake have been showing a ton of pictures today. So it's been kind of intense, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. I may rely on you to pull up some pictures from some of their Instagram and stuff too, as we talk about some stuff.
Welcome to, actually, I did get into the WhatsApp group because those pictures are just
so anyway, we've got here. Do we want to do what's on the wrist? We've got three of us. Jen, what's on the wrist?
Got the aqua.
He has the Aquanaut homage.
Ah, very nice.
Did you call the Aquanaut?
Yeah.
Aquanaut.
Aquanaut. N-O-T.
Ollie, what you got?
I'm bare wristed.
There you go.
I did bare wristed a couple episodes ago. This happened to me last year too. Right on Watches and Wonders. I just stopped putting anything on for a few days.
I got the world's best honeycomb dial.
You do. You have the only legitimate honeycomb dial out there. Eat shit, land dwellers.
On the Super Racing, as always. We got Andy Louis in the chat. How are you?
And Dewey.
Yeah, it says howdy all. Good to see Andy. Also, always good to see Ryan Hofre. He says, first like rock and roll, boys. We got some weird channel called the Ulysse Nardin Underground telling you to upvote. Oscar Nunez is in the chat. Good evening, Oscar. One of my two favorite artifacts, the deer one, deer artifact. Great to see you as well, dear artifact. Thank you. We've got Tariq. Good evening, ladies and gents. Good evening, Tariq. We got Caliber YQG in the chat. We've got the Greg Saga. Good morning. And AB, hello all. Good to see AB. You guys also know I do not have the dulcet radio voice tones of our dear Robert. I'm just a simple lucha. We got Skies and Boys gifted one Watch Hangout membership. Very cool. So that'll go towards getting you in the race at the end of the show.
That will. And the winner of that membership was ashamedly Genji. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Tisk, tisk, tisk.
Tisk, tisk, he says. DP reminding everyone to hit that upvote button. So,
yeah, definitely. The upvotes, the show last night got over 100 upvotes, over 3,000 some odd views in a few hours. They did a great job. And the upvotes do help. It's like 100 magic number apparently, like to get pushed out to search results. So the upvotes do help.
It helps get the recognition, gets the channel out there so more people can enjoy what happens here. I like the Tuesday night show. I've been on the last, this is 5 in a row, I think. That I've done. Just because it's a good conversation. It's a shorter format and it's good people. So we'll take it. But lots going on. What is going on with, first off, Jen, who do you think won day one of Watches and Wonders?
I mean, I think that's pretty easy to say. It was Rolex. As much as I hate to say that, I think it was Rolex.
As loath as I am to, and it's not that I don't like Rolex. I just hate the Rolex and buying experience more than anything.
Okay.
I've owned three Rolexes. I think they do an amazing job at what they do. And they produce a lot of watches. They sell a lot of watches. They're very popular. I don't dislike them. I hate the buying experience right now. I hate what it's become.
Yeah.
But I thought that they had a couple really cool pieces that came out. I was pretty impressed with. I actually like the Land Dweller more than I thought I would. There's some little hiccups that I'm not crazy about. I think you would agree with me. The bracelet, as beautiful as it is, looks like it's going to scratch up in no time. The way those links sort of enhance out of the
center links that they're like, and they're not raised when it's flat. They're raised when it's rolling on the wrist. Like when you see those pictures, you're like, that looks like just a bump grid, right? But so. Rolex won the opening day just with sheer volume and force. But my favorite releases so far of Watches and Wonders, my favorite releases of the year didn't happen at Watches and Wonders, but my favorite releases of Watches and Wonders so far is actually the VC releases. Vacheron's Traditional and Patrimoines, not their super grand complication like their specialty show-off watch, which they do that apparently every year now, right?
Yeah.
VC, I think those 270th anniversary dials they put on those Patrimonies and the Traditionals, beautiful.
For the 270th, you mean?
Yeah, for the 270th, they put on some stuff. The Rolex thing, though, I can share pictures that Blake, who would normally be here, who's in Geneva, I can share his pictures from today, the Rolex booth, if you'd like.
Sure, absolutely.
That will give you
after the thing. On the Vacheron. Look at those.
This is something that Rolex did right. They released a lot of new Daytonas. I think it's 6 or 7 total new Daytonas. The turquoise one, some people are saying growing on them. It's definitely like, I've got feedback personally. I think Nathaniel got feedback that the turquoise or the Robin's Egg Blue, right? Everything but Tiffany. You don't want to call it Tiffany. Got a lot of women interested in it. The one to the far right in this picture, they brought back the white, gold, and blue dial. I know this was one of my favorites before. I know it's one of Nathaniel's favorites. Got a couple. You got Space Panda, a Rose Le Mans in there, couple ones. So this was one of the opening pictures Blake sent us from the early press days. Then some close-up shots. Like, it looks sharp.
Yeah.
It looks sharp.
I make fun of it because I wish it was bigger.
It is. The thing is, it's 39 or 39 and a half mils, and with a lot of watches, like Tag makes They're 39 mil glass box. The lug to lug and the pushers make it bigger on the wrist. The
Right.
Daytona still is like a skittle on my wrist.
Yeah, it's small on my wrist as well.
Right. So, and then he has up close the turquoise dial. Again, kind of growing on some people. It's not for me, but it may be very popular.
I like it because it's different and it's it really it pops with the dark subdials. I think it actually works.
Yeah.
What do you think about this one, Jen?
I like it, and somebody mentioned something this morning that just kind of made me think. They said, "What would this look like if it had a gold bracelet?" This thing would be insane with a gold bracelet. Insane. I think like we're hearing back, I think women like this because one, this goes with a lot of jewelry that women wear, turquoise jewelry, that kind of thing,
Right.
and colors that are normal colors that women wear to either dress up or, common day colors that they wear all the time. It's a very, very common color.
And I think it's a lady's watch anyway, size wise. So I mean,
Well, and I think Rolex this time around wasn't just settling for one half of their customer base. They're like, what can we release that everybody can wear? That red ombre dial, everybody can wear that. Everybody. They have it in diamond, non-diamond. Yeah. I mean, they just that any of those ombre dials, they sell out of them. They can't keep them.
Oh no, they sell out of all their watches, but
yeah.
I mean, the red ombre, that only comes in the 36 mil, right?
Yes. I think that one's only in the 36. There was
the new blue they released in 36 and 40, but that one I think is only 36. No, 31 mil is what Toaster McDonkey is saying. So that's definitely like.
Was that one the 34?
Toaster saying, but I mean either way, 36, 34, or 31. It's like pushing it for.
Toaster saying 31.
But the thing is I think at 36, there's more people that are going to wear that than you think. And I think it may wear a little bit bigger than people think once they get it on wrist. It may come across a little bit bigger. So like if it's hitting that 39 sweet spot at 36, forget it. You won't get one on a wait list unless you're somebody famous. Like, good luck.
Yeah, I don't know that. I mean, I don't think you're going to get one unless you're fairly famous in the first place. Real quick, there's a comment up above. So people chimed in with VC. They chimed in with Rolex a little bit. They're not too big fans of Tudor. The new Nomos World Timer, people are saying they really like.
I like that watch.
I did. But Pacific Turtle chimed in with JLC one the first thing. JLC is one of my favorite marks.
Yeah.
But the fact that they did this is the second time in 3 years they did a reverso-centric release, and really didn't like they introduced obviously some highly complicated reversos and the new Master Geographic reverso stuff like that. I'd be interested in Pacific Turtle if you want to share what what you really liked about that. And Richard Bonanno says Patek releases were fired. I don't know. The Patek releases were kind of meh for me, and one of the disappointing things is that the price point they moved even further than what other people are moving. So it's like your entry level Calatrava like 46 grand or 45 grand now, right? It's like that just felt like I don't know. They were kind of meh to me. I expected a little bit more out of them. But let me get back to those pictures for you real quick. What's up, Swiss? Swiss is also on the ground there. And he is.
Hey, Swiss.
All right.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
there was.
As far as the JLC, I really liked the minute repeater with the guilloche and enamel. That was stunning. That guilloche dial is just unbelievable.
Beautiful watches. They're just way overpriced.
I
don't know. That minute repeater.
I think it's a price on demand, so I'm pretty sure it's over.
It's overpriced.
Yeah, I think that one is like these mop dials came out pretty nice.
Yeah. But you have to really like the mother of pearl to buy that as a long-term option, I think.
Yeah, no, you really do. Like, I don't think this is one of the like a regular rotation watch for anybody, even the ultra wealthy.
You need to be committed.
The blue, this white gold blue at the top.
White gold blue.
That back.
Yeah.
That one, God, Daytona just a little too small. These are all Blake's pictures, by the way.
Okay.
This is a champagne dial Daytona, and then here we go.
That blue is not the same as the John Mayer either. The John Mayer is a darker blue. It's a light blue. It's a different dial.
Sunburst. So I actually, you know, there's a couple things like we talked about the bracelet and a couple little things, but actually overall, I like the watch. I like the look of it. I like that they're putting their foot back in the door of the integrated bracelet.
Yeah.
Sport watch game again. I'm a big fan of the new movement.
Okay.
Because I like just like this, and I mean coaxial in general, but the spirate, the new movements they're putting in here with, I forgot the number of it, it's like ending 35, but I watched a couple videos where they talked about the tech in the watch, which I actually like more than the outside of the watch. But what I really like about the dial is the open 6 and 9. I don't know why I like that so much.
That's what a lot of people hate about that watch.
I don't know if people hate the open 6 and 9 so much as that they hate the fact it doesn't match the date window.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. As far as the tech is concerned, I think that is one of the biggest things that has been overlooked through this whole release. People don't understand how groundbreaking this movement is. This is a step towards not having to service your watch ever unless it gets busted.
No, they
movement. That's
self-lubricating, but it's not a self-regulating movement. Right. It's not like it's not a step in terms of
no, but I mean it's a huge step towards that because their watches don't go out of regulation very easily. They're solid.
We know that. Watches. Yeah, we know that from what we don't know about about this movement yet. To me, the movement is absolutely interesting, but the fact that we give credit to Rolex for like renaming Inca Block and basic movement improvements and an open case back, like we give them way too much credit for that.
Oh, it's about
revolutionary is like, no, it's like, okay, so they're introducing things that in one form or another many of their contemporaries have done. And 300s introduce a movement that makes a chrono rock solid.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm suddenly a little bit interested, but one that makes a 3-hander with a date rock solid. Okay, how many of those like Eddas are just dying on a regular basis? Like it's not. It's like I like the movement, but I don't think it's a relevant part of the release. I think it's those things that they got. We give them a lot more credit for doing things that really they just should be doing. But that bracelet, take a look at the bracelet there, dude. That's super duplious. And this
they've been working on that movement for 20 years. 20 years. They started before anybody else did.
How about if we develop a new term? We'll call it Rolex-evolutionary.
Yeah, I think this is going to be like the book all over again, right? They release the book. They make a lot of great marketing claims.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they get significantly more credit per pound for pound based on the marketing than anything else.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
The mall says the price point's attractive and reasonable versus the competition. So I don't consider them in the same league. Like if the competition they're trying to chase the integrated bracelet, right, at the higher end.
So obviously
I just won't consider
reward the 12 they're chasing, right?
I'm sorry?
It's the Christopher Ward 12 they're chasing, right?
Yeah, the Christopher Ward 12 and the Tissot PRX. That's what they're chasing. It's like, I don't know. I don't look at them the same contemporary way. Like, and I'll give the example. There's two watches in our lineup that I think are incomparable, regardless of how high or low you go.
Yeah.
One is the Daytona. The Daytona has a mythos around it. It doesn't matter what Zenith did or did not do for Rolex in the past. The Daytona mythos is like undefeated. The other one's a day date. It really doesn't matter who else produces a day date. It could be Patek, AP, Vacheron, right? It doesn't matter. Like, so there's certain watches and certain classes that have a mythos around them, and this just doesn't compete with those in my viewpoint, right?
Okay.
But is it a way for them to try and keep some of their core customers from going? Do you think that this and like the 1908 are ways to entice?
I don't look at this the same way as the 1908
away from other brands.
I don't know if this. Okay, so if you can't get, at least during COVID, you couldn't get any of them at retail, right?
Right.
If you can't get this at retail for a few years and people are only buying this on the aftermarket, then waiting for a Nautilus or Royal Oak suddenly becomes very attractive anyway,
Right.
Because the price point is not applicable. But I don't think that's what they're doing here. The 1908, though, it's different. The 1908, they needed a Cellini, they needed a Dressel. Your new 1908, by the way, is hot. I like it.
Yeah.
The bracelet on that new 1908 is great. I think this is just them announcing that they are, in the next 5 to 10 years, they're just deprecating the date just. I think that's what this really is. Is they're deprecating.
They're not going to get rid of it. It's too much a part of their DNA.
It's an icon, for God's sakes.
No, but not. They won't get rid of the moniker. They won't get rid of the moniker. But I think the date just is going to become very Landwell-like.
Okay.
I don't know, because it's integrated. It's different. It's different enough, and I think that this is, honestly, I think it's aimed more at women than anybody. The Landweller.
I think that's your wishful thinking each episode, and I like it. I have a question though, because Foreign Colossus just reminded me of something. So this close-up, were the renderings of a fluted bezel intentionally exaggerated? This fluting does not look nearly as aggressive as other fluting.
It is not. I saw one of the videos I saw earlier.
Yeah.
The fluting on this is not as aggressive as like on a date just. I forget what the number was. It was somebody counted the number of
flutes.
Really?
And there are less flutes in this bezel than in like a date just or a date or a sky dweller.
Because they were trying to figure out size, weren't they? I think is what they were trying to figure out.
Well, part of it they were trying to figure out the size, and the other part, people were looking at it saying it doesn't look as sharp. You know, like it looks.
It doesn't. It looks odd to me. This looks like the renderings look like really solid fluting, but the pictures look like muted fluting, which I didn't think the fluted design was a good way to start on this watch in the first place, and now it makes the dial look even more awkward, in my opinion.
So I went back and forth on this because when you look at it with the fluting, like without the fluting, you just have a round, smooth bezel. It's very PRX looking.
Yeah.
You know.
That's the fact that Rolex made a homage to the PRX. I mean, this is going to be a fantastic seller. They're gonna, just like the 1908 first year release, just like a lot of first year releases, they'll refine it, they'll improve on it. It'll be fine. The only thing that I will probably never get over is the Landweller moniker. To me, it's hilariously bad. The watch itself,
eagerly awaiting Omega's answer with the Landmaster.
The Landmaster, you're right. That's, oh my god. If Omega releases, and it wouldn't be just a Landmaster, it would be a C. It would be a Seamaster Landmaster.
Seamaster Landmaster.
Exactly. Like it.
The Terra.
A Terra.
Yes.
The Terra. Oh my god. Now the platinum.
The platinum's amazingly. It's gorgeous.
So I don't know if we can see it in any of these pictures, and I want Blake or Marco or Swiss or somebody to verify it. Somebody has said that Rolex is not doing the Rolex laser, almost holographic embossing on the inside of the glass. And I can't see. I mean, I don't think we'll be able to tell on any of these pictures, but that would be curious to me if they're not.
Curious to see that as well.
Got this blue dial, this platinum blue dial.
Yeah, that platinum is gonna be so hard to get, but it is nice.
The diamond bezels are like, bleh.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the diamond, but just with the regular fluted is nice.
Yeah.
You know, and the crazy thing is seeing this on Teddy's video. And
don't bring up Teddy. Don't bring up Teddy.
Hold on. And seeing
tiny wristed rat bastard that he is.
The depth of the dial as compared to the renderings, it's like the opposite of what they did with the fluted. They made the rendering super flat of this, and it's got way more depth to it. And I think it looks a lot better in person, at least from those videos. I'm like,
yeah, the spirograph design between the honeycomb, it looks kind of good, but the honeycomb itself. So they did tapisserie and honeycomb worse than their contemporaries. But again, that's easy to fix like next year or the year after. So then if we move on but beyond the land dweller, we can come back to it, right? There's just pictures of the OPs. Lavender is everywhere. You got Laurent Ferrier, you got Oris, you got Rolex, like lavender's everywhere. The new Sky Dweller that some people found kind of offensive. It looks like a Christmas tree to me. I don't find it offensive, but it looks like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about it. I mean, I love the mint green. I'm not crazy about that green on this one.
I'm a big fan of purple and lavender.
It's very John.
This mint green. This is the mint green you like.
This is the pistachio OP.
Oh, the pistachio OP pistachio.
This is amazing. I think that color really, really, really pops in a weird, subtle way on that watch. And I really kind of enjoy it.
It's not as in your face as the Breitling pistachio. It's more subdued.
Yeah,
for sure. I like
Ryan Hofray, thank you for the $2 super chat. He says, "Great real watch talk. Thank you, love you, Allie. Always good." Look, it's there's only 3 of us today, so we got to kidnap Allie onto the panel this week. So
there was somebody made some funny comments. Hold on, I want to find them because I saw it and I'm laughing. The Terra Master, the Seamaster Spy Master, the Seamaster Landmaster Professional. Right?
Professional.
They'll be calling the PRX the poor man's land. You're not wrong, AB. They will. Where was George Varghese? IWC catching some strays in the chat. The Yacht Dweller, dude. Pacific Turtle. They need to release the Yacht Dweller. They're not wrong. The Russian oligarch's watch, the Yacht Dweller.
Yes.
So, and let's see what other pictures he has for us. We have another close up of the fluting's so muted. The blue is this ice that they do with their platinums, and they've done it obviously on the Day Date and other ones. They do a great job. Pacific Turtle, I think, said the seconds hand. The seconds hand.
It has an anchor. It has that open oval anchor, which is
and I think that Brian the Pipe nicknamed it because of the extra needling, the needle dick.
Yes, he calls it the needle dick.
All right, we got some more land dwellers, and then this is like the haul. That what these day dates need to not exist.
They should go away.
Those day dates are pretty sexy. I do like the stainless steel gray dials. Green ombre. Like, I'm not a green person, and their green ombre is just like in person, it's stunning.
Yeah.
The OC or the Gary the Gangster models.
I can wear the OC for 2 hours during dinner.
Wow.
Oh, he must like you.
He wanted to wear the Super Racing, so I got to wear his.
And he didn't swear you to secrecy on that?
Nah, I took a picture of it on my wrist and everything.
Wow.
I know. Hold on.
These rose models.
One second, let the cat out. This will be a thing. You'll see. Shadow.
No problem.
Come on, Shadow. All right.
These are pretty too. The colorways, the rose and on the gray.
Yeah.
Then we've got a couple of stone dials in here. That ombre killer. Again. There we go. That's the one I was trying to get the Gen. This is the Gen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the me. I would want a, I want a
30?
diamond. I want a diamond bracelet if I'm going to do that.
That looks like a 31, and I'd be honest with you, if somebody accidentally dropped that in the bucket of Halloween candy, I'd eat it. Like, that's tiny.
You'd eat it and hurt yourself, but yeah.
I eat Taco Bell. I hurt myself all the time.
Well, that's true.
That is, God, the ombre there, that red ombre.
Yeah, it's good.
Look at that.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That red is beautiful. Some of
That's
these red,
fucking stunning.
Yeah. I mean, some companies do red good. These guys do it. I like the red on the shades, the Aquaterra shades, the terracotta one did. But some reds are bad, but some of these kind of more burgundy, especially this ombre, this is just beautiful.
Their carnelian is amazing as well.
Yeah, there's stone, the Tiger's iron stone stuff they did on 2 different watches. Their stone stuff's great. So,
and it was good that you said that about the tire iron last night, about the fact that you've seen knives made with it. Because a lot of things that people were saying was the inconsistency of the cut. And when you said, no, I've seen tiger iron and the cut is always good. It's always consistent from that piece. You don't have to worry about that.
Forbin Colossus says, we humans have been land dwelling since only forever. Who is not a member of that club? How about a van dweller? As in living in a van down by the river and loving it. I believe that our good friends at Oris are working on the van dweller as we speak.
The Airbus dweller for Oris.
The Airbus dweller. Speaking of red dials, their cherry dial Aquas is amazing.
Dude, they make so many pretty watches, but the price point is silly. And we are joined by none other than the Golden Baba.
The Golden.
Well, I won't say anything about Teddy, Waco, or anything else like that. I did want to mention, though, what if I told you this dial was a PVD dial?
What? So you said that, like, really? I rewatched the episode, and you said that, and that to me is really curiously interesting.
That's sacrilege.
Well, if you do PVD right, and this is where, if you do ceramic right, like a good proper zirconium dioxide ceramic at certain temperatures, and you do PVD right, it will last forever.
Right. And I think this ties into the other thing with the GMT being a ceramic dial. I think they're changing the way they do things, and they're trying to streamline the manufacturing.
Yeah.
And if Baba, to your point, if they're doing this with a new lease facility, and then they're going to have to open the new facility in 2029, if they introduce more ceramic dials, if they introduce more PVD, they can make bezels in more color combinations that are PVD with a sapphire glass top. And the colors, like, they're not going to have this 2 women who are mixing Coke bezels, like, never, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly,
those problems all go away.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, that's clever on their part. I didn't even think about that till you brought it up last night.
Yeah, it's clever.
I didn't see that until this morning.
The land dwellers, it's using that femto laser for the process, which I'm not too excited about, but it goes along with the same theme. So
now, Forbin Colossus says this is red dial he made an offer on, but that was on a 2016 day date. Would that be the same? Would it be PVD back then, or is that
no?
So I have a question. Baba, actually, I think may be able to answer this. And anybody who's a photographer, I notice in all the pictures that people are posting from the floor that the inkiness of the text on all these Rolex dials is like they're off, like they're bleeding. And in person, I've never seen a Rolex dial with that problem. And I'm wondering if it's an issue of fast flash storage compression, or if there's something new about the process they're doing that the inkiness of the dials is a little exaggerated and not like spot on.
Well, so the thing is, the lighting is very different there.
It's probably through glass as well.
Yeah, that's possible.
It's probably in the case.
Okay, so that because some of these things look weird.
If you have Instagram, Ollie, it would be ideal to bring up some of the video because I think it does do some of these more justice.
Which account? The Rolex account?
No, it's some of the press. I'd have to pull up my Instagram to tell you some of the
So
press
let me
are
check.
already.
Let me cycle through. Let me know which ones you want to pull up. I'm going to cycle through the rest of Blake's photos real quick. He was kind enough to take a lot of photos for people. These diamond bezels look better than the ones at Landweller, like by a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
This is Zenith because I don't know. Maybe
Ooh.
Blake hates us.
What do you think? What does the panel think here?
Boo.
No.
The one I
miss.
like, I think the one on the left is the one that I liked the best out of all of them, but I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah, I mean, if you twisted my wrist on these three, the one on the left is the best.
I mean, I owned a Defy Skyline at one point. It was a great watch, but I mean, yeah, that blue ceramic doesn't really do much of anything for me on these.
No, I'm not a big fan of the Zenith releases so far, especially if you. Okay, the only good Tudor release, in my opinion. I do like the 68 being a larger size, but this is actually fucking hot shit, dude.
It's the only good one, but for me, the yellow just doesn't do it for me. But
who was responsible for the yellow? That wasn't Mary. Who was responsible for the yellow?
The yellow only belongs on the. They need to re-release the North flag.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Huh.
That was the best yellow on a watch.
John Gall is correct. The blue ceramic Defy does look like yellow.
Yes, exactly.
Well, and they're going up against AP's blue ceramic this year, and that navy is
they're not really. They're Zenith.
No, they're not. Yeah, they're not.
I know, but I mean, as far as like if you're going to release a blue ceramic watch, they're getting stomped by AP when it comes to that color.
Yeah, I mean,
I think Quicker he called his AD to get on the list for this one. This is my favorite of the Tudor releases. The Bloody Mary I thought was just a miss.
Yeah,
that's a new GMT pellet. Okay, so this watch I liked.
Oh wait, you like this one, the Pelagos?
This is a bad. No. The next Pelagos, that one. So that's the Pelagos Ultra. So that's the 1,000 meter, 40 millimeter watch. They did the indices a little bit different. They did the Omega with the minute hand and the pip in green. And they increased the size a little bit, and they put the Metas, I believe, in this one. It's the master chronometer in this one. So that was one of the two Tudors that I was happy to see.
We have some breaking news.
Ooh.
The Mall is offering to take one of Conor McGregor's remaining 2 fights on his UFC contract.
Nice.
So, the Mall, we will let Dana White know that you are offering to take that fight.
Yes.
We got all right. So the Tudors, and then I don't remember the Bloody Mary.
Does anybody like this? The Bloody Mary?
I like their other burgundy dial better than this.
Yeah,
I like the black. Yeah, the one they did in the 41 2 years ago.
There we go. There's that. That's a better picture.
Yeah. So the other thing that they did on this is the standard Pelagos has 6 lines of text underneath the handset.
Oh, geez.
6 lines of text. So they halved it. So that's another reason I actually kind of was happy to see this.
The one of the things, so two companies decided to reduce the cluttering. One was Tudor with the Pelagos. The other one was VC with their perpetual wheel, because they crammed 4 years into the perpetual wheel for no reason. They finally got rid of that.
Yeah.
But somebody made a joke, I think it was last year with the Pelagos, that you can get the Pelagos Bible edition. Well, they'll micro etch the whole Bible in the lines of the Pelagos. It was a lot of text. All right, so
these I like a lot.
I like the blue dial.
This is
stylistically, they're nice.
So this is a 43 millimeter Meta certified master chronometer and no faux rivets on the 3.
Yeah, and I do like these a lot. They're definitely made for my size and your size, Mark. I wish they had come out with two different colors. I actually don't mind I don't mind the opaline black, but the blue on black, like to me, just looks too. It looks too generic.
Yeah, I agree. I like the opaline with the black better. Oh, I like that.
Yeah, this was just a picture from the IWC booth. IWC did not release it either. They released the ceramic.
I'm so mad.
Yeah, they didn't. Everybody's expecting them to finally revise the dive line, but these pictures, these are cool, dude.
Yeah.
And then they get the Brad Pitt movie in the background here, the F1 movie poster. Let's see. All right.
Man.
The old one. That's an old one.
There we go. I like it.
Would you really take? I mean, if you had your choice between this and the Landwell, this isn't that much less expensive than the Landwell. What, like 2,000-3,000 less?
All right, just so we get it clear, George Varghese, you can kick off the IWC fanboy with a $20 super chat. I don't know, man. I think they're priced just
way too high.
Yeah.
And
Grand Seiko Lavender, the Panerai booth.
I like the Grand Seiko, the new Evolution 9 one they did with the micro adjust in the bracelet, and they tuned in that movement to 20 plus minus 20 seconds a year, I believe.
I don't know if I saw that one.
They put a micro adjust finally in their bracelet.
I don't know if I actually saw that one, so we'll have to look that one up. The Panerai booth having a submarine. Right.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice little touch. They have a tank with like an actual U-boat in there.
Yeah.
Just show up a U-boat who's also at the show.
I love this underwater deal they're doing. It's nice.
Yeah.
It is pretty nice, man. Their display hall last year was weak. This one's solid. I like this. The new Laurent Ferrier, dude. Now this was a picture I think Vimal posted. I saw this one last night. I do like the new Laurent Ferrier. I think that is it for that's a market picture that Vimal posted. India being one of the fastest growing markets. Cartier. All right.
Nothing from Cartier really.
I got to take that off the screen because I think I'm getting close to doxing people now. If I remember where I'm at in the WhatsApp. Marco posted some pictures earlier, but I think Blake covered all the same models. Let me just double check. Nobody has gotten pictures of the new VC stuff for us yet.
Oh, really?
I expect that.
The open face, or the
all of them, dude.
Yeah, because there's an article. There's a Houdin. Hold on. Let me pull. Oh, jeez. I'm pulling.
Yeah. Whatever you want to pull up, I can share your screen out.
Already counts. I went to the wrong one. Let's see. Let's go here.
The chocolate, I think it's chocolate dial Lange is pretty nice.
Yeah.
The Odysseus, the new Odysseus one?
Yeah.
So here's your open face dial for the 270th anniversary. Kind of interesting.
Oh, wow.
One of them looks exactly like the Pringles man. Yeah, the open face ones are right, but the regular ones with the dial design. Oh, dude, I just love those. The retrograde moon phase.
Let's see if I can find. Scrolling through articles and stuff.
What's the lug on this thing? Looks like it's 60.
Yeah.
These are 40. You're not wrong, dude. They're 43 mils, but the lug's probably like fairly close to 55, 60.
Yeah.
Traditional. Vacheron got buried in the news.
Everybody got buried in the news. It was a massacre in that sense.
Yeah.
So here's can I pull up my screen, Mark?
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's the Vacheron IG. So here's their just flex watch. They just decided to shit on everybody.
Right.
It's amazing. It really is. But like nobody's ever gonna. Maybe Carson Cronin will get it.
Yeah.
Or Deer Artifact or Boston Collector, but like nobody else is getting it. Come on, there we go. That's one of the retrograde moon phases. Love it. Just love it.
It's gorgeous.
That's a callback. They didn't actually, hold on. Why am I missing? Okay. So they didn't post all their, I guess I'm going to have to go to the website.
I go to the main site, yeah.
I honestly felt like some of them gave up. Like, we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah.
No, I mean, absolutely. So this is they fixed the perpetual here. That's a big deal. My favorite releases though are not on the green strap, but these. Oh my god,
those are gorgeous.
Oh wow.
They are like, look at that dial, man. The dial. That Vacheron.
Wow.
That's just that cool.
The dial, the engraving on that dial is just amazing. You know, with the V and the Maltese cross, and it's really cool. Now, would you get tired of it after a few years? I don't know.
See, for me, dress watches are always a tough call because most of the classy dress watches are 38, 39 mil.
Yeah.
That's too small. Like I literally have, so I got the Carl Suhi. It's 40 mil. And what would happen is that after a few days in the Florida sun, if I threw on the Carl Suhi, I'd actually have, like, you'd see an outline of a tan line.
Yeah.
So a bigger dress watch for me is actually a thing. So, wait a second. Hold on. No, I got to check who that is.
Yeah.
No, change your name. Change your name before I let you on the panel. Don't mess with people's emotions that way.
It's got to be El Pipe, and he was named Needle Dick, right?
El Pipe. He's not changing his name. All right, we're gonna let him on anyway.
Oh, gee.
Don't mess with people's emotions like that, Gambino. You there? You got audio?
Well, it went well. Everything is great. He's perfect.
He's good.
Nice and clear. Nice and clear.
Good to hear. Amal chatter overseas 39 tomorrow. Dress watches greater than 42 dumb. Yeah, I think in a dress watch 40-41 is probably, even for me, even though I like bigger watches, I think in a dress watch it's too big. Hold on, let me let this damn cat back in.
Yeah, no, they work for me. With a lug to lug being this short, they work for me, but that's just
what
me.
do you like about this so much?
I first of all, I like their execution of the retrograde and their moon phase in the first place. I've liked it before. And for a few grand, I think it's like $3,000 price difference. The Maltese pattern on the dial to me is just so spot on.
So
I don't like the strap.
That dial must be done with the laser. Now that
yes, it is.
Yeah, so that being said, I mean,
actually, no. You know what? I might be wrong about that. They said something. They actually said how the dial is done. Was it? Hold on, let me go back. I think it is a laser, but I'm not. I want to actually double check because I think
it's made by Jewish space lasers.
Oh, Brian is making them.
Yep,
Brian is
makes
making
them on
them.
the side. Oh yeah, Ari and Brian are starting a new company.
They said something about. Go ahead, Baba. Go ahead.
Well, I do like the pattern, but I do agree. I think Lucha was saying that it would get tiresome after a while. I think this plays out quicker than you might want to believe.
Well, then it's just like me.
But I can see. I mean, it's cool, but I could see where that could date itself pretty quickly.
Just like me, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Is it classic elegance that you would expect from Vacheron? And
Right,
the answer, I think,
exactly.
is no.
Yeah.
Oh no,
It's
for
cool
me
today.
actually, for me it is. For me it is. But again, like I don't. OC says it, and he's not wrong. The market clearly believes it. Like Patek doesn't change their designs; they're timeless. I don't know that that's like people don't say the same thing about the Royal Oak. Like they just say the Royal Oak is one trick pony. It's like, to me, that's what they all are. They don't change them if they work, but that doesn't make them timeless per se.
And then you flip it over and you look at how big that spacer is, and then you go, "Why did I buy this?"
Well, no, yeah, no, I wouldn't do that on a lot of watches, but yeah, this one does. I do like the ascend, but yeah, it is a thought that occurs. This is my favorite release so far, though. But
Still
yeah,
wish it had a second sand.
On a retrograde, I don't particularly care. But yeah, dead dials, like they're absolutely a problem in most cases. Man, there was a video or something about how they did hand guilloche dials. So no, they do it by hand. There was an actual video showing it, which was kind of impressive. Dude, this is pretty.
I like the font they used here. It's really nice, crisp.
It's not the Hermes font, but it is nice.
Yeah. So hold on one second. These guys are having a conversation that I can get on board with. It says, this is Wristful Inger. It says, on Trap Vision 3D stream earlier today, we talked about the general public wanting larger watches overall, regardless of enthusiast wishes.
What does that mean? Does that mean they want to see bigger watches on everybody else's wrists? Or I don't
it means that none of the rest of us are as fit as you are. That's what it means.
Okay. I see.
It means the 7.5 and up club wants bigger watches.
What happened? Did we lose Nathaniel? Looks like we did.
Looks like we might have lost him.
Internet. He was having internet problems yesterday too.
He must.
Dude, actually, nobody I've seen has talked about the Hermes releases. Did any of you guys see the Hermes releases? Because I didn't
even know that they existed.
I didn't even know they released anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
You did.
Oh, hold on.
I only saw a few of them because Secret Diary of a Watch Girl showed some of them because she did the Hermes show.
Yeah.
There we go. We got Gambino back. Let me I don't know that anybody.
Nice pronouns.
Cholesterol.
So that's one of the.
Yeah. I've always had a soft spot for some of these designs. They're really amazing. Yeah. Would I ever buy one? Probably not. But
probably not. I went to a Hermes store at in Philadelphia a week and a half ago, and I was shocked at how many people were in there actually buying things. Like the place was so busy, people buying.
Really?
There. Yeah, I was shocked.
The moon phase is amazing.
Yeah, the Hermes over in Orlando, Mark, is moving a tremendous number of watches.
Yeah,
they're having regular shows now because of it.
Wow.
I do think they look amazing. The Hermes font looks amazing. Some of the designs are amazing. They don't actually post, as far as I know, unless they change the website this year, they don't post their whole watch catalog online. So you actually have to go to the boutiques, and then you see some designs where like I can't find them anywhere.
Right. There were watches I've never seen before in that store.
And I really did think Hermes was going to buy Parmigiani. Like Parmigiani's been on the market for over a year now. It's like been near a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Well, didn't they own a piece of it already?
Yeah, they own a large piece of it already, and Parmigiani's been on the market. The rumor now is that this show, Vacheron Constantin is going to announce buying Parmigiani.
Which basically means Citizen is buying Parmigiani.
Yes, it does. Exactly. So I don't know what's happening there. But like Chanel and Hermes are both, in terms of fashion brands, producing good-looking watches. Like they're both producing a lot of good-looking watches. And then obviously Chanel has a stake in Roman Gautier. Like, look at that. That's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
As far as I'm concerned, Hermes up and down the line from the H08 sports watch
Yeah.
to these high horology pieces is as good a watchmaker and watch designer as anybody is right now. The Arceau is just or if that's how you pronounce it, is even the basic one is just a beautiful dress watch.
Oh yeah.
And this is just insane what we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
You know, I would choose this over any Christian Wood moon phase in a heartbeat.
But look at
dare you
how
talk
it's
like
limited to. It's limited to a dozen pieces. This thing.
Well, they make this moon phase. This moon phase
other
is made in
variations,
different
yeah.
versions, including non-limited ones.
Right.
I've seen them for 15,000. I mean, it's expensive watch. If you think of Hermes as a quote fashion brand, I don't need to see the horse with its tongue sticking out.
That's actually funny to me.
And I mean, the biggest thing that kills me about the Hermes watches is that the H08s sell for such a discount on the secondary market for one reason and one reason only. They're used by the Hermes boutiques in Asia to hand out the Kelly and the Birkin bags. So there are secondary watch dealers that are also in the bag market that will go and buy a dozen HO8s at full retail in order to get the extremely difficult to get Birkins from some of those dealers. And then they dump them on the market here for like $3,500 when they're $6,000 watches.
I'm okay with that. Give me the HO8s at $3,500. So anyway, I didn't mean Hermes is probably not terribly interesting.
Except that it is.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can discount them, but you can't.
Yeah.
That's so pretty, man. They
know what they're doing. Like, they're a design house first and foremost, so they're gonna make stuff look nice, you know.
Baba, you're a font fiend, right?
Yeah.
How do you like the Hermes font?
I love it. The thing I don't understand about this is the date dial. How does this work?
The retrograde date on that?
Yeah, where's the hand for the
retrograde? What's the pointer for the retrograde?
Yeah.
I wonder if it rotates. No, it can't.
It can't. There's not enough space.
Well, what's it? I mean, it says le temps suspendu. Is it suspended? I don't know.
It's a play on. Oh no, wait. The pictures down here do have a.
Okay, yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah, I love this font on here. I don't like the font above this one. On the watch.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Let me see if we can see what's happening. Why is this not navigating anymore?
User error?
No, it's like literally not letting me scroll. Oh, let's reload it. Okay, no, I was thinking the hand was like on one side or another. We missed it. It isn't. It's just about right.
Yeah. It just
gets an error in the photo, in the rendering or something.
I mean, look, if we're gonna call, Cartier is a design house that makes amazing jewelry and watches. Hermes is a design house that makes amazing accessories and watches as well. It obviously doesn't have the history of the watchmaking, but I mean, this is, and again, this is not my style necessarily.
No,
this is insane. I mean, it's gorgeous.
Appreciate what they do. Even their simple watches are just executed very well.
And you can get the automatic Arceau. So it's this case style that we're looking at right now, just the automatic movement. So it's a three-hander. You can find those on eBay for like $1,200, $1,300.
It's odd that you actually said they're great, like accessories producer. I had a conversation with Carlisle over at Berluti Beverly Hills. Berluti has been trying to get into cigar accessories the past few years. And I told them, like, for the third time, that you actually have to try to design these with people that smoke cigars.
Yeah.
Hermes has a whole hidden line of cigar accessories that are clearly made with the input of people who actually smoke cigars. Like, I just don't know that Hermes misses much.
Yeah.
Now, I can't fit into anything Hermes because they don't make duvet-sized shirts and shit, right? But the Peruca with Hermes are a tangled mess.
Since I joined late, can someone tell me what Jen is doing? Because it looks like she's disarming a bomb.
Yes, that's exactly.
Can we not say that with me on air, please? I'm the only one who gets sent to Guantanamo.
I'm so sorry.
I'm rebuilding a watch. I tore it apart and I'm putting it back together.
There you go. Which movement is that, Jen?
This is the ST36, which is an ETA 9228 or something like that.
Okay.
Like a seagull clone?
Yes and no. It's a I mean, Seagull does have, this is a Seagull version of that, but it was originally an ETA movement. And the reason why you do this one is because it's a pretty common movement, and it's a good place to start to learn the basics of, you know, putting a movement together and breaking it down and becoming more consistent with it. So.
What are you digging around? What are you doing digging around with that stick right now? What is that doing?
I was moving. So this is let me see if I can zoom in a little bit so you guys can see a little bit better. Oh.
Whoa. There you
too
go.
close.
That's...
Yeah, it's too close.
And now we have discovered penicillin.
Yeah. Okay. So
I can't wait for Gen G to get admitted into the Rolex school, get completed with the Rolex
school.
Wait.
I got to interrupt.
Uh-huh.
Robert Wood, good evening, everyone. Just got up from sleeping. Everything went well. Another step put in. All the Walrus in my Hangout chat. You folks are awesome. We have a great group. Thank you, Robert Wood, for letting us know that you were okay.
Glad you're doing well, Robert.
And Dino came on and he claimed earlier you're okay, but we don't believe him. So I'm glad you find him.
We miss you, Robert.
He posted something in the WhatsApp group hours ago.
Oh, did he?
I missed it. Robert, it is good to see you. Thank you very much for letting us know you're okay.
Now go back to sleep.
Okay,
so real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Display hours for JJ's Watch Hangout. Thank you for the $10 super chat. And Jen, go ahead.
Okay, so this is a plate that covers the keyless works, which is what you use to wind and select in the watch. So I was loading the spring on what they call the yoke that goes across the stem and the crown and all of that. And then you put a plate over top of it to keep that all in. And then it has a spring built into it that the select lever connects to.
Okay.
So that's what I was doing at the moment.
Very cool.
Yeah, you might be able to kind of see it a little bit better. Let me see if I can.
So how soon before you graduate Rolex watchmaking school and can get me my Le Mans?
Yeah. At least 3 years. Sorry. But yeah, so this is a plate that goes over top of that. So now I'll go to the back. And you know what? I did this wrong. There's 2 gears that go in there. 3 gears that go in there. Anyways, continue.
Mitch, you're a B-list YouTuber. Welcome to the show.
Yep, well, it's nice to be here.
Absolutely.
So I'm just going to say this, Mark.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of opening the Cartier website.
Oh.
If anybody who knows any Chromium-based browser that you can float over a tab and see the memory usage on a tab, I went to the Watches and Wonders Cartier subsite. The memory usage is 1,686 megabytes.
Oh, wow.
And it is
They're running something.
Yeah, and it's completely hung my browser. It's like killed my camera.
Oh, shit.
It was the Guantanamo comments.
It was the Guantanamo comments. See, no, I closed the Cartier browser. I'm not frozen anymore.
There you go. See? He's back.
The Cartier website, for some bizarre reason, is... and again, you would think that the Cartier browser is made by the same people that make the IWC browser, the Vacheron browser, all the Richemont browsers. But the Cartier browser, it's run by the people that ran Vichy France during World War II.
What did you think about the Tudor video? Because clearly Tudor does not use the same marketing team Rolex does.
The worst video. The worst.
So bad.
Oh, I thought it was fun. I actually thought it was fun and lighthearted.
But they intended it to be serious.
No. I mean, again, if Tudor is meant to be, I don't want to say, Rolex's edgier cousin, but let's just say it's slightly less serious cousin. That video was perfect for it. I was, again, it's a 4.5-minute video. I was interested for the entire 4.5 minutes. I may not have liked every single watch, but I was interested. I was hooked on the video for the whole 4.5 minutes. And frankly, I liked most of the watches.
Yeah.
Oh, let me guess, your favorite part was when they said, Mary decided to name this Burgundy.
Yes, if you can't get the sarcasm behind that, come on.
Right?
I agree with Lucas. It was a bit cheesy.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? It was cheesy.
It
was cheesy, but it was intentionally cheesy.
Yes.
Well, we don't know whether it was intentional or not.
Yeah, I don't think it was. I think
I don't think it was intentional. I think they really thought this was a hit.
I think it was.
Thought,
I think
it would be really cool with the young crowd.
What they did is they took a panel of Alexas and they're like that was their test panel was Alexas.
Oh,
Alexa,
God.
do you think this is cute?
Yeah, written by AI,
okay,
probably.
fine. Then I was one of the panel of Alexas. I thought it was cute. I was actually really impressed with a number of the watches. That Pelagos Ultra.
I like that one a lot.
If only for the fact that it officially has 27 fewer lines of text than the existing Pelagos 43. I mean, again, this is clearly intentionally cheesy.
I'm sorry, Van Lux. I'm not playing the video. I'm not doing it.
Well, for at least a $10 super chat, he will.
I was disappointed with Tudor at Watches and Wonders and new intros. I don't think they really did anything new. They took a page out of the usual Rolex playbook.
I thought I'm glad to see larger black bays, although I didn't like the colorways because I like larger watches. I thought the Black Bay Pro was a hit, though.
I thought the Black Bay Pro was a hit.
The Black Bay Pro, it looks absolutely tremendous with that dial. The only thing that I wish that they did was take the movement out of the Black Bay, like the Diet Coke, whatever they call it.
58.
The 58, the thinner movement to put in there.
If they put the Metas movement in there and put the snowflake hand for the second hand, so then you only, the lollipop hand for the second hand. That way you only have the two snowflakes.
Honestly, I would rather have this than a Polar Explorer 2 now.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm not sure I'm ready to go that far. It's close, but I don't know if I'm ready to go that far.
Again, the T-Fit clasp is far and away better than the extension on the Rolex clasp. I happen to like the faux rivet bracelet. I know that I'm in the minority there. I like the more vintage vibe of this, and frankly, for $4,000 as compared to $9,000, I don't think that you're getting $1 less of a watch.
Yeah, I can see all that, and it's I just wish they had put the new thinner movement in. I wish that they had changed the second hand, and I wish they offered it in multiple sizes.
All things I can agree with too, but man, this is packing a lot of watch for $4,375.
It is.
The older version was also packing a lot of watch for the asking price. I know I'm probably in the minority here, but I look at all of the new introductions and I think, different colors, different sizes. So,
well, no, it's hard to get excited about like those very lateral moves, but you're not going to get a new release every year. Like probably the only company I'm disappointed in actually not having a new release in to like a whole line is that I really did think Vacheron, the overseas 4th generation, was going to come out.
Yeah.
Like that, the one that was the 39 or 39 and a half mil, like 4th generation. I really thought like
someone in the chat said they may drop that tomorrow.
I thought that it was said that Vacheron was done for the.
Yeah, my understanding is that Vacheron was done with their drops. The for Watch the Wonders. If they're going to release another one, then obviously a lot of the companies, including Tudor and Rolex, want to release watches through the year. But I don't know. It would be great if they just did something. They decided in the middle of the press week they're going to release something else. That'd be great. But my understanding is that they were done.
When we're done with Tudor, can you pull up the new Ulysse Nardin Air?
That new diver? Sure.
New diver. So
I'm sorry, we can't look at the Ulysse Nardin Air unless we have a half-naked Dutchman in the dark on screen.
The Real Nival says disappointed with the Pelagos Ultra, which I actually like that watch. So people can disagree. He says the blue is weird, and it was a miss not to use the Pelagos Rehaut design where the hour markers are situated rather than on the dial. So I actually kind of like the new markers, and I love the fact that it's 3 lines of text instead of 6. And
I love the blue.
Yeah, I don't mind the blue.
Like honestly, I there are 3 watches in the Tudor releases that I can honestly say I would spend my own money for right now.
I will own one of the 2 43s this year. That's a guarantee I'm making.
Yeah, for me,
there are honestly 3 watches in the Tudor releases that I would spend Nate's money on.
Only 3?
I mean, I could buy the whole lineup, but I'm being generous.
Yeah.
By the way, the Hermes, the vintage Hermes watch box display came today.
Oh,
it is in absolutely perfect shape.
Sweet.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I have no idea what the hell I'm going to do with it. I found a shelf in a closet that I can stick it on for the moment. But,
heck yeah.
I got no idea what I'm going to do with it. I will find something to do with it.
Nice.
And I'll be
super dope, man.
I'll be on the lunatic fringe here and say that there is not a single one of these Tudor watches that I would buy.
I think I'm with you. I don't think they're compelling enough for me to actually purchase any of them. Although the Black Bay 68, because it's my size, I'm going to throw it on the wrist a couple of times, but none of the 2 colorways don't appeal to me. So, dude, this is Baba. Hold it up. What do you think about this?
Before you say anything, I've never seen an ace bandage be used to create a watch band before.
Yeah. Only Richard Mille ace bandages.
You haven't seen Richard Mille yet, have you?
What to do with those leftover medical supplies?
Exactly.
Make watch bands out of them.
Yeah, I think this is disgustingly ugly, and it might be innovative. It might be very light, and
it's
disagree.
You like this?
Innovative, maybe, but I would have liked to have seen like 5,000 G shock resistance in a more traditional chassis and frame that isn't as bulky and ugly as a ball watch. This to me is ugly.
Very.
So the first thing that just pops out to me that I absolutely despise is the zero. I hate the zero.
I had not noticed the zero, and now I can't unsee it.
You hate the fact that the zero exists at all. You don't want the zero there at all, right?
No, give me a pip. I don't want a zero. It's the same thing. The 60th Bond anniversary watch with the 60 at the top. I can't stand it. Give me a pip. But a zero is even worse.
Yeah, this is just horrific.
See, they talk about, Nilo foil, 60% recycled fishing nets, right? It's like,
who cares?
Isn't that what they said about the strap on the moon swatch too?
Yep.
Yeah, but the
And
problem with the
case.
who cares, Baba hit it though. The problem with who cares is that nobody who has $38,000 throwaway actually cares.
Exactly.
Right? It's like if you're going to launch this as the special store on all Greenpeace ships, that's one thing.
Yeah.
I don't like this, dude. I know. Like it's. I don't doubt some of the innovations, but to me, like the innovations aren't nearly as important as a million. Wait, hold on. Let me verify who this is. We got it. We are joined by GMT.
GMT.
Come and get it.
The man.
What's going on, boys and girl? What's happening? I just came on just quickly just to put my 2 cents worth about
You
the
love
Tudor
this
Pro.
watch, don't you? Oh.
The Tudor Pro.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Right. I think Ulysse Gambino is fucking delusional if he thinks it's just as good as the Explorer. It's a nice watch. I think eligibility would be a problem with it, personally. I think it'd be hard to actually really look at the dial when you look at the time when you need to. But it's a nice watch. But I personally prefer the original because the original has got that real vintage aesthetic feel to it, where this has got like a mixture of both. But overall, it is a nice watch. But I just thought I told Ulysse Gambino that he's delusional. That's the main reason why.
Don't hold back, GMT.
yeah.
Wait until later this week when I do my next unboxing. Then you can say that.
Fair.
We say that every
What
week
do
when
you
we
mean
do
your
an
next
unboxing.
unboxing? Aren't you doing one now? You're always doing one. Why are you holding back?
One of my favorite YouTube comments, because I got to moderate the comments after the videos, it's a few weeks ago, a while ago now. It was a comment of, can we not normalize unboxings of ladies' Cartiers?
Oh shit!
It was, it's like Nathaniel had like 7 Cartiers that episode. It's like, oh shit.
It was the night that I unboxed the Cartier I got my mother.
Oh, okay.
It was funny. It was funny that that person felt compelled to put that comment. I thought it was great. Don't worry, dude. People say all sorts of shit about me. That
Look, I say all sorts of shit on here. The shit that comes out of my mouth, I can't even believe it. But I've got to go, boys and girls. Take care, stay sexy. We'll talk again.
All right, see you, GMT.
See you later, GMT.
Yeah.
GMT.
Take care.
So this watch, the Super Racing, came with this garbage recycled NATO strap that'll never be on it. But it's not my only choice. I can wear it on the bracelet.
That is not a NATO strap. That is a textile single pass.
Textile single pass strap, yes. But
a NATO strap.
Yeah.
No.
But this $40,000 watch that we had on the screen is an abomination that's the only strap that you can wear with it.
Mark, I went to the RM boutique in Bal Harbor this weekend, and I tried on a $485,000 watch, the strap for which I could have sworn came from Amazon for $8.50. So I am not going to throw shade at the UN strap.
So at the mall with a $2 super chat, one man's garbage is another man's $40K watch strap.
I happen to also think that the skeletonization on this watch is actually done well. I may not necessarily. I'm not a fan of the strap per se. I got some issues with the case, but I think that they executed the skeletonization for this just really well, and I like the way that you see the silicone on it.
The zero and the strap are hard for me to get past, and then I get to the bezel, and I'm like, why did we need that bezel? I like the skeletonization. It's the stuff. It's the case, the strap.
It's everything surrounding it.
It's everything.
Around it.
It's sort of amusing to have a dive bezel on a watch that no one in their right mind would ever dive with.
Yeah.
It is 200 meters. So, I guess that, I don't know, dude. To me, this drive for like these 52 gram, 42 gram, whatever watches, I'm sorry, like I don't care.
No.
Yeah, I've never understood the fascination with lightweight anything. I don't like titanium. I don't want a 50 gram anything. If I'm gonna, especially if I'm paying 40 grand for it, makes no sense.
I
Look,
I don't want a 43 mil like full on dive watch that's made in titanium. I'm okay with because it still has some heft to it. When it has no heft to it, like then it starts feeling like I just don't enjoy it. There's no presence.
There's no presence.
That's what she said. There's no presence.
She has never said that to me. She has never said that to me. I do like the movement. I do like the caging, right? Like but again, just put it on a more substantial chassis, a more traditional chassis.
Yeah, I agree with you, Ollie. I mean, for me, it's like I never understood I mean, I understand that it's cool that you can make a watch that's 40 grams, just like I understand that it's cool that you can make a watch that's like 1.75 millimeters thin. But it doesn't mean I want to own it.
Right. I appreciate that they do it, but it's not for me.
Yeah,
And at some point, somebody needs to ask, just because you can do it
doesn't mean you should. Yeah.
Exactly.
But why are they saying hybridization? Is it a hybridization of a skeleton and a sport watch? Okay, now I understand the sentence. That's just a weird.
It is weird.
They should have consulted with Mary before they came out with this.
Exactly. I mean, Mary would have set him straight.
And the strap would have been burgundy.
Well, exactly.
Dude, the Richard Mille and the strap, those straps drive me nuts because it really is a bloody ace bandage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's like it's a Velcro shoe strap on like a $19 Puma from 1996.
So I hate to
love that shit though.
I hate to be stuck on the sentence, but what if I told you I was selling you a hybridization of a luxury and a sport watch? I mean, who would write that? Who writes this?
Somebody in a Wuhan laboratory shortly before COVID-19 is leaked. I don't know, dude. Like this isn't for me. There is a huge market for these type of ultralight Richard Mille UL. Like this, there's a huge market for this. And if you're in that market, $40K is not much.
Yeah.
Just like Jean-Claude Bieber turned Hublot around by just milking the shit out of the term fusion. I mean, Hublot, even before Beaver, had the rubber strap and had, gold, rubber with gold, rubber with ceramic, but Beaver just said it's Hublot is fusion, and everything went the company was saved.
So
I guess I mean PF Chang says everything is fusion, but it's like
So two comments. First of all, I think that's the first time that Mitch has ever sworn on a stream.
Oh my God!
and secondly, I don't see anybody that is in the market for a Richard Mille buying this watch.
No,
because it's not a Richard Mille.
Yeah, I mean, if they're in the market for a Richard Mille, they're in the market for a Richard Mille. They're not.
I shouldn't. That was poor
40,000.
choice of wording. People who admire Richard Mille and can't get her work of Richard Mille or that new Richard Mille knockoff brand, right? This is suddenly like a significantly more attainable one. I apologize, Mark. I do appreciate you letting me on the panel at the beginning, especially when there weren't many panelists. You've got a full panel. I need to step to the back. Okay. So if you want to take, you have the keys. You can take over the screen.
Cool. All right. So, of the other releases that we saw today that we haven't spoken about, was there anything that anybody wanted to take a peek at?
Did you guys do the Cartier releases before I got on?
Cartier froze Ollie's computer.
Maybe your computer is, from the last 5 years and it'll work.
No, my iMac is less than a year old. So Let's see. And AB wants to look at Nomos, and I agree. I want to look at them as well. But let's take a peek at Cartier. Let me see if I can pull up the Cartier. Are they on the main website, Nate?
Yeah, they have a whole section on the main website for the Watches and Wonders releases. I do have to say, before we get there, as the resident Cartier aficionado in the group, 75% of the watches that they released this year are absolute hot garbage for watch collectors.
Okay.
The other 25% are just amazing. And I can't even complain about the hot garbage pieces because they're beautiful jewelry watches, but I have no idea who will wear any of these. I mean, what the hell is that thing
What
in the
the
middle?
hell are these things?
Yeah.
Jeez,
I like the Panther. That's about the only one I like.
The Panther is cool looking. I mean, it's not me, but
It's
can understand
cool on
why
paper,
somebody.
but where are you going to wear this? Where do you wear that?
Anywhere.
To the gym. I think
I'm
you
a
wear this to the
baller.
gym.
Exactly.
I'm a baller. I wear it wherever I want.
The art of metamorphosis is at the heart of Maison's watchmaking.
Yeah. So the Panther is an amazing jewelry piece. The fact that the Tank Louis is an automatic for the first time ever.
Oh, okay.
That is an interesting tank. The thing that looks like some kind of caterpillar in the middle of becoming a pupa.
That?
I don't know what the fuck that is, but it's bizarre.
Yes.
The Privé jump hours are, obviously historic and very cool.
Yeah.
And the ones that they are replacing, the ones that they are an homage to, sell for obscene amounts of money.
Yes.
The problem with that is a 23 by 34 millimeter watch.
Wow.
And then the Panther watch on the far right, again, a beautiful jewelry piece, but I have a strange feeling I am not wearing that to my board meetings.
Probably not.
Well,
there
and
are some.
They make a bracelet that's just like that watch without the watch part. It's just the Panther with the tail. So.
And that Panther is not even the most jewelry Panther version of that. There is an all iced out version of that Panther watch.
Oh, I want that one.
Now, the other thing is they happen to have they had a couple of interesting Santos Dumonts, as somebody who might say something about an interesting Santos Dumont. They did the airplane automatic Santos Dumont skeleton in the black lacquer dial, which is very interesting. Unfortunately, they kept it in the large size and didn't put it in the XL size. So that's a little disappointing. And there are two Santos Dumont XLs that are very nice.
He went into the Cartier website, Nathaniel, and he's freezing and he's hanging. That's literally what just happened for a few seconds. I'm telling you, it's cursed.
I'm trying to do a description until it loads up. So there's an extra large Santos Dumont in yellow gold with a linen dial, a wood look dial, and then there is a platinum with there's a platinum Santos Dumont large or extra large in a copper dial.
They don't call it wood look, do they? That's not the official.
I think they call it wood look.
Oh, that's bad. It might look nice, but I don't know about the terminology.
And damn this website.
All right.
It's actually infecting every computer in the.
So last year, I don't know, you weren't with us for the Watches and Wonders releases last year. I'm sorry, Mark, I have to come back for this because last year this was comedic. They had a multi-level video game you had to play to actually see the watches. That's what Cartier decided was a good idea. And we couldn't figure out, like, the controls of the video game were, like, beyond our Nintendo NES generation. Like, it's like, so unless you're an expert at Call of Duty, you weren't allowed to see what Cartier released. It's like, what the hell are they thinking, dude?
Cartier, they don't
Not
care.
exactly addressing their target market.
No, it's like so. Yeah, it's just not good. You eventually just gave up, Mark?
Yeah,
You're muted.
we've given
You're
up.
muted, Mark.
And then he had the what JJ affectionately calls the Pringles can guy Vacheron on the screen.
Blucher, you're muted.
You're muted.
I thought these
There you go.
world timers were actually kind of much better than their old world timer.
Yep.
Oh yes.
I really like these.
Yeah, I do too.
I could see myself owning one at some point.
I like the dark blue.
What's the price point on this? And
I think
size?
these are around
4,000,
56, maybe.
less, but maybe I'm wrong.
Let's see.
Usually like the last thing.
Yeah, this one, it's not giving me the price.
And are these like
saw someone
43 mil?
These are 40s.
Interesting.
Yeah, 40 millimeters, 100 meters of water resistance. It's their complete in-house movement. And yeah, it's under 10 thick, 9.9 thick. 20 millimeter lugs. I don't see the price. I saw, I think it was Tim Mosso was talking to a girl from Nomos. And I thought she said it was either 46 Mitch or 56. I can't remember what she said.
I think monochrome has the price. I think that's where I remember seeing it.
And I'm declaring fake news on Tim Mosso talking to a girl.
Liar.
Let's see.
I mean, if Teddy has a wife, it's possible. Anything's
Well, was there ever a more cringe video than him giving her that whatever watch it was he gave her? I can't remember what it was now, but it was so cringy.
That's okay. When he used to moderate his Facebook page and House Movement, there was a good solid week that I was making fun of him for the one time that he wore a baseball hat during one of his videos, where he looked like Timmy from the Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh God.
He does have a sense. He does have a sense of humor, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I met him, I told him part of my shtick was that I referred to him as the tiny wristed rat bastard trying to make my watches smaller.
Okay, here it is.
4,040
€40.
So anybody got a conversion? 39.
Okay, so it's about $4,500.
$4,500. So maybe Tim Mosso actually did talk to a girl, and she might have said $4,600.
Yeah.
Which actually isn't a bad price for that watch. I guess what they're doing is these first two, the blue and the silver, are going to be the standard release, and then these other colorways are going to release throughout the year but they're going to be limited to 175 watches each.
Now the big question for me, because I owned the Nomos Neomatic 42.
Okay.
On the bracelet, and the bracelet was the only part of the watch that was remotely disappointing to me, especially as a German watch brand where you expect kind of some level of precision. Everything about the bracelet was disappointing. It didn't connect to the watch head. The gap, there was like real gaps. It was flimsy. The micro adjust was kind of weak.
Really polished and scratches up like crazy.
Yeah. I just hope that it's an upgrade.
Hopefully they've upgraded it. I mean, it does look the same. But these two standard release ones, the blue one and in this gray, I actually kind of like.
Yeah. The only color that I can't figure out what they were thinking, but it's an individual taste, is the sort of vomit mustard yellow.
Yeah. I agree. That's not a good colorway for that.
The black and gray in the upper right hand corner there looks nice too.
Yeah,
with the red accents.
So I like green, so I'm too partial, even if that's sort of a strange shade.
Yeah, the fuchsia hand.
The fuchsia, yeah, exactly. Remember they did those watches last year where they did all those different colorways, and they made a limited number of each colorway. But yeah, I'm not crazy about the colored one. See, now I sound like a racist. I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy about the special colors. How's that?
Yeah.
Wow, this is taking a dark turn, Mark.
A really dark turn. Sorry, guys. But these two, I really liked, and I because I hated that old weird world timer watch that they had.
It was too dressy, whilst of a dial look to it, while at the same time trying to be a sports watch.
Yeah.
I mean, these are just plain old. We are trying to be a sports watch, kind of. Absolutely love the way that the red, the red marker underneath the city.
Yeah,
I think that's a cool way of doing it.
Yeah.
That's a good way of doing it. I don't mind the subdial colors on these two. Like, they're not as dramatic. There's no fuchsia and stuff.
I am questioning what some of the abbreviations of the cities are.
So the girl, that was talking to Tim, said that some of them were airport codes, some of them weren't. Because she pointed to LAX. She says everyone knows LAX, but New York City has too many airports, so we did NYC.
Yeah.
So I guess it really depends.
Like, what's FEN? Is there a city called Fentanyl?
Well, if your red marker is on fentanyl, be careful.
And this is why we can't have nice things.
It's true.
If the red markers on Sentinel, the FBI is at your door.
Yes, exactly. Especially if you had this ship from overseas.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Looking at these two, the only thing that I even have a remote criticism about, well, two things. I'm hoping that the numbers are all loomed. I hope the hour markers are all loomed.
They are. I don't think they have a loom shot here, but in the video that, not that video, it was in a different video because I've been just watching crap all day. They showed, and the numbers and the Arabics and the indices were all loomed.
So that was thing one, and I'm also not necessarily liking the metallic sunburst. Like, I really like the colors on these, but I don't know if it needed a metallic sunburst.
Yeah,
on the dial. But they both look. These two definitely look. They're just tremendous, and I really. While I love the dark blue, the one on the right is really growing on me with that outer ring and that kind of blue color.
Yeah, me too. I liked the blue one, and then the more I saw of these, that gray really kept catching my eye, and I was like, I really like that watch actually.
So which of your Omegas are you giving up for one of these?
I don't think that's a possibility, but I do appreciate Nomos. I should own a Nomos because I appreciate that they're in-house manufacturing. I appreciate that they stick to they have their kind of weird design language and they stick to it.
Yeah.
And they don't charge outrageous prices.
Right, and the price point is actually, for a world timer with an in-house movement,
yes,
that's not a bad price. America, I agree. I think the one on the right looks better. But yeah,
I feel bad that I don't have one of these. I really, just like you said, I should have something like this in my collection.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's difficult, and this is going to sound really shitty, and I'm trying to avoid it sounding shitty. It's when you have, like, in terms of German watches, when you have a Lange in your collection, it's like weird to then go, oh, I'm going to get a Nomos and find a way to push that into my rotation.
It's true. It's hard to push that into the rotation, even with like the Omegas that I like, because I always, and it's again, not to sound shitty, but I'm always like, my friends know that I collect watches and they expect to see certain things, you know. So I don't know if they would understand what a Nomos is, you know.
And it's also you have spent X dollars on a particular watch. You want to get actual use out of it. It's not intended to just sit in the box.
Right.
And like the dollar per wear, when you add other things in there, suddenly becomes a thought process. And again, it's a bizarre thought process.
It truly is. But it's my bizarre thought process that why I buy and sell Longines. You know, like I see a Longines that I like, you know, and then I'll buy it. And then I've owned 3 Legend divers, you know.
Oh, there was a Longines that somebody posted a picture of. I posted one in the group. Absolutely one of the most beautiful watches I have ever seen. If it was only in a adult size, I would buy it in a heartbeat. There's a Dolce Vita small seconds aventurine dial.
Oh, I saw that one. Yes.
And I was like, oh, please tell me this thing is like 27 by 45 or, you know, sort of like the larger of the Reverso sized watches. And it was like a 23 by 37. And I'm like, mother effer.
Yeah.
Let's see. AB says the essay at the Long Game Boutique told me that a lot of their watchmakers actually belong to a Nomos club.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
I mean, Nomos makes everything for everybody in Germany.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh.
I mean, they're totally vertically integrated. What is it? 98% of all of the parts.
Yeah. 98% of the parts are they create. Even the screws, the girl was saying.
Sounds like Waco of Germany.
Yeah. Tiger Tail says, yeah, I posted that. Wish it was larger as well. Only 4 races for the 4 race entries tonight. First race for April. We'll run EOM March race soon.
And don't we have a race to make up for Sunday? We weren't able to do the Sunday race.
There is. We will make up that race the day we decide to run the monthly. We'll just run that one right before we run the monthly.
Okay.
But yeah, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark tonight, so I'm not going to run that tonight as well, McDaniel.
Yeah, were there any other brands that had like big releases at that we haven't hit already?
Member for 7 months, like the odds. Let's race.
Well, on this episode, nobody has touched Patek or Panerai.
Patek, I have to say, I honestly, and as a guy who really likes Patek, I gave him no better than a C or a C plus at best for the releases this year.
I haven't seen the Patek or Panerai releases yet, so that would be interesting.
Yeah.
Panerai released a Luminor and a Radiomir.
What a surprise!
Mark, do you want to bring up the Patek ones?
Yeah, I'm pulling up Panerai first. The Luminor was...
Yeah, it's the typical double-edged sword with Panerai. You know, they've got immediate recognition because, you know, they've got those 2 styles, but that's also been limiting them. So, you know, they're sort of, for better or worse, as they say.
Yeah.
Next year, Panerai needs to come out with something where they announce that they beat Piaget for the thinnest automatic watch or something like that.
This looks to be the Panerai. White, blue, leather bracelet. I don't know. Is there much different to this? I'm not a big Panerista, so I don't
There's a new automatic caliber.
Okay.
Okay.
As we would say, Mazel Tov on your mishpacha.
Yeah.
Spilkus in your Connecticut.
Oh, we got an honorary tribesperson.
Watch out for your schmeckle.
Well, you know.
Yeah, I definitely don't want to hit that with a Panerai.
Yeah, that would hurt. That's no bueno.
No bueno, she says. Let's see if we can't. Oh, yeah, I did see this. The 8-day power reserve.
Shall I start with the mocking?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. This watch is a round version of a 5200G.
Okay.
And if you Google the 5200G with the blue dial, you will find a gondolo that has this exact same movement configuration.
Okay.
I will also say that, hey, why spend $50,000 on an annual calendar from Patek Philippe when you can spend $60,000 on a day and date standard calendar instead?
Silly rabbit. Tricks are for kids.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, we could start with the cornhole desk.
Oh god, yeah.
Cornhole.
$1 million cornhole desk clock.
Yeah.
I was talking with my AD today, and she commented to me how livid she was that she has a client who is desperate to get this.
Really?
And has a purchase history that would justify why he would be looking for a $1.2 million desk clock.
Okay.
He's insane.
Well, I mean, I think that anybody who has a purchase history to justify a $1.2 million desk clock is insane. But the question is whether or not the United States will get any of these.
Oh yeah.
Good
So
question.
we start with that one. Hey Duco.
Duco, thank you for the super chat.
Hey, Dr. D.
Yeah. So $1 million cornhole desk clock.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess. And then we go to the 5308 G, which looks remarkably like a 5208 G, other than the dial color, for another $1.5 million for a perpetual calendar chronograph minute repeater.
This thing seemed to be getting some play.
I actually like this one. Yeah. I mean, I've owned the 5524R, the rose gold version of this.
That's
the G. No, he's got a different one. The previous generation, the 5524G, had sort of like a flat blue dial, which I always found a little bit boring. This one is actually a little more interesting. It does have the same cream colored dial that the Kesslowitz 5320 does have. But I really like the Pilot aesthetic. I think I'm the only person that likes the Patek Pilot aesthetic. Every time I wore mine, I had a friend of mine who collects watches that look at me and go, "Hey, I love that watch, although I loved it better when it was first called the Zenith." But I think it's a great complication. I think that this dial is just, it's really nice. It really makes it a great sports watch. I'm a fan of the itchy green dial, the itchy green strap.
Green strap, yeah.
And I kind of like what looks like green surrounds on the outside of the numbers, like a dark green.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that black or is that like a really deep green?
Either way, I think it's a really nice execution of this dial and this handset.
Yeah.
And this thing lights up like a flashlight.
Yeah, they've got. I would suspect them of having very good loom for this thing. I like the pilot aesthetic of it as well. Because the numbers are neat. They're different. You know, call me.
Yeah, it's the problem is that honestly the problem is the retail price on this.
Yeah.
I mean, it used to be that you could get the 5524 G or R if you really looked hard. You could get it for 32 or 35 instead of 60, which is what it is at retail. And when you could get it for pretty much half off, why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. And then let me ask you this: do we care about a smaller Cubinus?
This is the functional equivalent of the Santos de Cartier medium compared to the large. And they screwed it up by putting it in the series that starts with 7, which is traditionally their ladies' watch collection. All of the 7 series watches are ladies' watches, but they're referring to this as a medium. I personally think that the full-size one actually wears really well. If you can wear a full-size Santos, you could wear a full-size Cubinus without a problem.
Okay.
And I think that this one is going to be, perfect. This watch will be perfect for Teddy Baldassar.
Teddy Baldassar and his tiny wrists.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be fine for anybody with probably a 6 or 6.25 inch wrist or smaller. and by the way, the fact that they stuck a blue dial on it like that.
Yeah.
It is starting to just look like a Nautilus.
It really is. It really, really is.
Yeah, Boston was saying this morning he just felt like it was way too close to the Nautilus for comfort.
Yeah, I could agree with that. Yeah, I didn't think that there was much exciting from them.
Mark, by the way, the mall would like us to pull up the Revolution pictures. I put the link in the private chat. They're just better pictures of the Patek releases.
All right.
And I'm going to get completely rage-filled about the new 6196.
Why?
Why?
Oh, pull it up, Mark.
Oh.
So I happen to really love the traditional Calatrava. I think it's a great dress watch. And you will understand my rage when you hit that little down arrow.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It is a 3-handed, non-complicated, basic Calatrava manual winding for $47,000. Now, I understand it's in platinum, so there's going to be a premium on it.
Yeah.
But I will again say that Patek has officially decided to ignore the entire segment of the population who is ready to move up from their Rolexes into a Patek. You know, some 28-year-old or 30-year-old who, you know, finishes their medical residency or who becomes a junior partner at their law firm.
31 millimeter watch?
No, it's a 37. I think it's a 37. It's 31 millimeter movement.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, think about the person who comes into Patek for their first Patek. If what they should be wanting is a younger person, somebody who wants to come in and get their first Patek. That means they've probably had 1 or 2 Rolexes. They're moving up into Patek.
Yeah.
They've spent $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 on a sub, the same amount of money on a GMT maybe $15,000 on a two-tone 41 millimeter Datejust. They're done with Rolex and they're ready to move on to Patek as the next achievement watch. They're not going to go from $15,000 to 45 or 35. And it used to be that the 5196 was a $20,000 watch or a $22,000 watch.
Right.
And like, you're ready to move into it, and that's where you go. The the least expensive Patek right now that you can get, because the cheapest Patek is the $25,000 for the steel Aquanaut, which is nobody is getting as their first watch. But the least expensive Patek is a $33,000 6119G or 6119R, and a three-hander Calatrava is $47,000. So no wonder why the average age of like a Patek buyer is like deceased.
Yeah, I mean that's expensive.
And it's a beautiful watch.
Speaking of
this is
deceased.
a beautiful watch.
Speaking of deceased, this stream will be deceased in about 3.5 minutes.
Nice.
So last call on the races, and then I'll stick around for the run. Genji, do you want to give us a status update on your build, or?
Yeah, I'm almost done. I'm putting the balance in. Once I get the balance in, I can wind it up and it will go.
Nice.
Do you have a case for it, or are you just winding it up and it will go? You just let it run across the table.
Yep, just let it run.
So seriously, tell me that this 6196, if they did it as a 6196A, and it was a $25,000 watch in steel, as a first Calatrava, that you wouldn't have a bunch of brand new Patek buyers that are ready to start their relationship with Patek with a basic Calatrava.
Well, no, there's one other problem. It's that they have to be willing to talk to those buyers.
Yeah.
Patek is not willing to. So actually, I got a copy of. I get Monocle, Spectator. I get magazines from all over the world as part of a work-related thing. So Monocle, I see who advertises Monocle, Omega, Rolex, stuff like that. It's a travel magazine. Owners, Japanese, stuff like that. Spectator's a British magazine on the conservative front. You get Christian Ward and some other advertisers there. It's like Patek only advertises in places where that audience will never see. Their boutiques are only set in places where that audience will never walk right now. I agree with your sentiment that they are separating themselves out, right, way too far. But I think it's a different problem than what Rolex has. Rolex is still putting themselves squarely in front of absolutely everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Patek is willfully not willing to be even seen by people that they don't consider, like, Patek buyers.
Yeah.
And that's the part that kills me, is that this in a steel watch at $25,000 creates a whole new generation of Patek buyers who will spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in the brand over their lifetime. If they're started with something that is that bridge watch between the Rolexes that they have gotten for their first, for their college graduation or their law school graduation.
Honest to God, what I think happens with Patek is that Patek, and this isn't exclusive to Patek, AP's kind of the same boat. They are thinking that if they run into the buyer who also go get an LVMH fully branded wallet or luggage or something like that, if they price themselves into the bracket where their buyer will be that same person, they'll be a nightmare customer for them. I honestly, God think that's what they're doing intentionally. But we will have to continue that discussion when you unbox your Hermes.
Yes.
Watch box on another episode. So we do need to run the race. And wrap this episode. I want to, first of all, wish well to both Robert Wood and Bubba Hotep. Robert Wood, thank you for giving us an update. Second of all, I will drop the link again. But so Mark graciously stepped in. He was suggested, and he graciously stepped in to host tonight. I think he will be welcome to host anytime the Tuesday crew wants him to host. If he wants to host other shows, I'm sure that we will be happy to have him back. But his channel, he has his next episode that's scheduled is for Sunday morning. His channel is up. His Instagram is up. If you want to be hungry all the time, if you're on a keto diet, do not follow him on Instagram. Don't do it. Just don't do it. You will hurt yourself. Other than that, he's got lots of great photography, lots of great plating, and then his channel is always a lot of fun. Really, really super laid back. It's like Xanax over the tubes. So definitely check him out.
Each episode is titled "Enter the Landmaster."
So we have 6 people, and as tradition and a requirement of YouTube service, we need to decide who some free entries are. So those are the 6 member chat super chat entries. Give us a suggestion, Mark, on who you want entered.
Tiger Tail.
Tiger Tail. Done. 7 horses, and we will reduce the volume so nobody cries. We'll give it a shuffle, and they're off. All right, we have a early tied race with Duco and Vamal sneaking it out just a touch, just a nose, which means invariably they will fall behind and lose. Who's riding Genji's? Oh no, Genji's horse is not racing tonight. All right, we're about the halfway point, and Duco and Vamal are holding a steady lead. Uzi, AB, Tiger Tail, Skies and Boys. Ryan, AB has just decided he's going to Taco Bell. He's just taking a detour. Ryan Hofrey is catching up. Oh, Duco's still strong. This is kind of interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, no. What's going to happen? The last 5 seconds. Is anybody going to pull away? Is anybody catch Duco?
No.
Skies and Boys. Oh.
The
wins by a medium.
Yes.
Dude, the
small now. He fits into a sumo. Super small.
He is definitely not a medium. That's a big beefy boy. Not weight wise. He's got broad shoulders. He's a big beefy boy. Mark, thank you again, and I'm going to go ahead and take us out with the end stream. And
hold on. It's working. It's
Let's
working.
See.
It's alive.
It's not focusing though. There we go.
There you go. Look at that. Good job, Jen.
The balance wheel.
So what is that going to go? Either Jen's hands are super small, or that's a giant movement. What watch case is that going to go into?
I just think it's cool that we're going to have a future Rolex technician in our group.
It'll be fun. I'm excited.
What do you mean it's not going in a watch? What are you doing with it then?
I'm learning. So I'm just tearing it down and putting it back together so that I'm learning. Okay. Yep.
All right, that's fair. I was like, what are you going to do? Just leave it to the elements? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. It's got to fend for itself now.
And again, thank you to Mark and everybody who joined. A fellow Penn State alum, so I'm good with that.
There you go.
All right, folks. We will see you. So this week we'll definitely run we'll do an episode with Toyota Mo of the winners and losers of Watches and Wonders. We'll have the Friday night show for sure, but so we'll probably have 2 more shows before the end of the week. And see you guys later.
Hey guys, look what I can do! I know it sounds fun, but I just can't do things. Hey Archie, I'm leaving you tomorrow. I'm kinda getting tired of all the names like from Jimmy calling me. So I'm kind of saying, check out, motherfuckers. Mike the Snake, I'm leaving.